This is a community-supported legal education channel. Find out how you can support our mission at the links in the description below. Okay, so I know several people have been asking for an update in the JW Apostate case. On the 17th of April, the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society responded to Kathy Siebel's request for more information about its ownership of copyrights and basis for its lawsuit. But before that happened, we actually had another filing from JW Apostate themselves. But as you see here, this filing is 281 pages long. And the reason why I didn't bring this to you earlier is we really thought that maybe this was just not that interesting. It's not that there's not 281 pages of stuff here. It's that it's not really what you think. It's not 281 pages of argument against the motion to quash, or in favor of the motion to quash. It's 281 pages of something else. So JW Apostate filed this before the court and says, attached is the most recent edition of the Watchtower Cult's publication, Shepherd of the Flock of God, along with a confidential memo outlining some of the recent updates and changes. This is a strictly elders' eyes only book, and it details the procedures for the concealment of crimes, along with their practices of isolation and indoctrination of their members, and their internal judicial procedures and financial affairs. Super secret stuff. Of specific relevance to the court is the Watchtower's rules with regards to contact and association with apostates and other individuals who have been disfellowshipped and kicked out of the cult. And then they refer to number 17 something. Though this is not an exhaustive list, brazen conduct may be involved in the following if the wrongdoer has an insolent, contemptuous attitude made evident by the practice of these things: willful, continued, unnecessary association with disfellowshipped or disassociated non-relatives, despite repeated counsel, and that would warrant judicial action. Deliberately spreading teachings contrary to the Bible truth. If one obstinately speaks out or deliberately spreads false teachings, this may lead to apostasy, causing divisions, deliberate actions disrupting the unity of the congregation or undermining the confidence of the Brothers of Jehovah's arrangement. It is my position, I guess this is JW Apostate speaking again, that these 60 subpoena legal actions and the hundreds of DMCA takedown notices are all in bad faith, simply being done so as to root out and identify apostates, leakers, and whistleblowers. And that's the entire filing. And then we start with the Attention of All Elders Revised Shepherd Book. So this is, I guess, the Shepherd Book. Here are some revisions. Congregations should not use a broadcasting service that stores the audio or video files that subject users to commercial advertisements or allows users to post comments. So no posting comments on Jehovah's Witnesses videos. Congregations should transmit meetings live rather than record them for future discussions. Attend meetings held via Zoom or other video conferencing systems may allow their video to be displayed, etc. So here we go. Shepherd the Flock of God. I'm really not going to go over this. They apparently tried to watermark the book by literally putting in someone's name. And let's just go over the table of contents. How elders work together, congregation service committee, coordinating of the elders, secretary, overseer. So this is like an operations manual. You can see in here there are things for crimes and adult material, procedures for hearings and ministry and shepherding and weddings and prisons. I guess they have their own prisons. I kind of want to see.
I think it's for ministering to inmates.
Oh, ministering to inmates in prisons. Okay. So I'm not going to go over the book because that's not really my thing. I will make the filing available on our Patreon page and I think on lawfulmasses.com. So if you want to see it. But the judge did not have the response that you might think the judge would have. Here is the court docket. And if we scroll down here, I'll zoom out just for a moment. So on the 17th was when Paul Polidoro filed his thing. On the 15th is when John Jane Doe, JW Apostate, filed that document we just saw. And then here is on the 16th, the judge issues a text order that isn't anywhere else, like it doesn't have a document. It's just an order. The court will not accept any further filings except Watchtowers 4/17/2020 submission and Jane Doe's 5/1 response. Any other filings will be disregarded, so do not bother sending any. Hereby ordered, Judge Kathy Seabell. So then we get the filings from Paul Polidoro, which I can go over now. So this is Watchtowers' very short memorandum in support of their position opposing the motion to quash and in favor of their subpoena. They are addressing their good faith use of the DMCA subpoena process and their holding of valid copyrights. They say that there has been a proliferation of infringements of Watchtower videos that they have produced using an all-volunteer workforce. The videos are produced by unsalaried members of a religious order. Okay. I guess they're trying to say that these are non-profit videos as opposed to for-profit videos, which is the second fair use factor. Watchtower undertook concentrated efforts to address the global theft of its intellectual property starting June 2018. To identify a possible defendant for a copyright infringement lawsuit, they avail themselves of statutory rights under the DMCA. The vast majority of these subpoenas were issued from June 2018 to June 2019. The information obtained from these subpoenas has thus far provided little in the way of information necessary to identify a potential defendant. As Movement concedes, this is the year 2020, and things like VPNs, proxies, and Tor exit nodes frustrate Watchtower at every turn. When some identifying information was obtained, usually the infringer resided outside the United States, such as in South Africa or Europe. At the end of last year, Watchtower's legal department was finally able to identify a few potential domestic defendants to bring a copyright infringement action. Undertaking litigation with its attendant expenses was and is carefully considered because Jehovah's Witnesses' efforts are supported entirely by voluntary donations. Nevertheless, given the compelling need to institute lawsuits to stem the tide of infringements, in December 2019, the legal department was directed to institute legal action. After considering a variety of factors, including jurisdiction, the decision was made as to the first defendant to be sued. A Manhattan law firm specializing in intellectual property matters was retained as trial counsel. So we'll go over the Polidoro Declaration in a moment. Since the beginning of 2020, the legal department has been working with outside counsel to draft the complaint, but for the delay caused by the ongoing pandemic, the complaint would have already been filed. Once the complaint is filed in the Southern District of New York, in the coming weeks, with the court's permission, the undersigned will file an informative motion with this court providing the docket number. Watchtower's forthcoming copyright infringement lawsuit will not end its efforts to take steps to address the other ongoing continued infringements. To this end, Watchtower will continue to avail itself of the right to pursue DMCA subpoenas to identify other potential defendants. Movement posted videos in their entirety produced and copyrighted by Watchtower. The instant subpoena encompasses 5 videos posted by Movement. All the material reproduced in their entirety in these videos was produced and copyrighted by Watchtower. None of the videos are undercover or edited videos. So they're saying this is contrary to J.W. Apostate's assertion that they were edited videos or undercover videos shot by someone else. Movement posted Choose Your Apps Wisely in its entirety, including the copyright notification that appears at the end. The video was unedited. It is not an uncover video. It was shown at congregation meetings of Jehovah's Witnesses during the week of March 23rd, 2020. Whose Leadership Can You Trust was reposted in its entirety according to Polidoro and Watchtower, including the copyright notification. Is not an undercover video, was a special talk presented to weekend congregation meetings of Jehovah's Witnesses. How Can You Support LDC was reposted in its entirety, including the copyright notification, unedited, without criticism, not undercover, was shown at congregation meetings in September of 2019. Congregation account training videos posted 9 videos in their entirety, although they just literally said 5 up here, didn't they? I think they just said 5, and now it says 9, including the copyright notification, unedited, no criticism, not undercover, used as training congregations throughout the United States. Same thing. Training video number 2 posted 4 times, apparently. They're posted in their entirety, including the copyright notification, unedited, without criticism, not undercover videos of meetings. They are training materials. Movement posted complete unedited videos produced and copyrighted by Watchtower without providing criticism. Unlike the Reddit poster Dark Spilver in the MCA subpoena to Reddit, this movement did not post one page of Watchtower's intellectual property with critical statements on a website, citing the case he lost as legal precedent for this case. Rather, this movement took a number of Watchtower's copyrighted videos and posted them in their entirety on the internet. Movement now seeks a judicial imprimatur for his or her actions. While Movement is free to express his or her opinions, Movement may not purloin the creative works of others and create a shadow website of Jehovah's Witnesses' intellectual property. Okay, so the shadow website was not part of this, but okay. Movement's allegations against Watchtower are false. The subpoena is in good faith. A copyright infringement lawsuit is forthcoming. Watchtower holds copyrights to the infringed videos reproduced in their entirety by Movement. None of the videos reproduced by Movement are undercover or edited videos, and they respectfully request the court deny the motion to quash. Now, I understand that JW Apostate is confident that even if the motion to quash is denied and the court grants the subpoena and the subpoena reveals everything that YouTube knows about JW Apostate, that JW Apostate still thinks that it's not going to reveal any identifying information. So I guess the whole thing is moot in that sense, but you don't know until you get there. Maybe YouTube does have something that can be used. Maybe there's an exposed IP address that JW Apostate forgot to turn on their VPN once, or forgot to turn on their Tor client once, or something. I don't know. It's possible. Why do I say it's possible with such confidence? Because I have represented people who called me and said, I got caught pirating, Strike 3 Holdings or Malibu Media's material. I do use a VPN. I just forgot to turn it on this one time, or it broke and I didn't realize it was not on when I was BitTorrenting or something. So while this is not that, JW Apostate may have used similar technologies, and those technologies are not foolproof. It is possible to either make a mistake or something doesn't function properly, and if identifying information was exposed, this would be the way to find it. So on one hand, Watchtower is doing what they're supposed to do if they want to pursue this. On the other hand, we have, you can sort of read between the lines. Why would a religious organization want to identify a mole? Well, it could be for legitimate purposes. Maybe they really don't want their copyrighted material out there in the public for criticism, especially if it's not a fair use. Or maybe they're trying to identify apostates to take appropriate action, to take inappropriate action, according to JW Apostate, to take action against them, and we don't know whether that action is appropriate. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think that Watchtower should get this subpoena? Should they win? What do you think of their latest filing? And what do you think of JW Apostate posting the Shepherd's thing or whatever, the Shepherd's Flock book? I'm really not going to have time to go through and read 281 pages of it, but I'm sure someone will. So let me know what you find in there and if it's any good, if it's anything worth reporting on.
And if I could just, one little thing, I've read part of it. And so I really encourage people when they read it, not just to read the words on the page, but maybe also think about what's missing from the instructions of how to deal with situations. So what isn't there, and who doesn't have a voice, and who isn't considered worthy, and just, be critical when you read it and really think about it.
And then before we go, I just wanted to take a quick glance at this declaration to see there was something in here about them pursuing litigation. Decision was made to file the first copyright infringement lawsuit. A Manhattan law firm was... Okay, so it says basically the same thing. It doesn't say what the name of the Manhattan law firm is. It doesn't say who the defendants are. I was hoping it would say who the defendants were. What it does do is list copyright registrations for 16 works, even though they literally said only 5 in the other one. But okay. So that's just what that is. It just closely mirrors what's in the memorandum, so we're not going to go over that. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. That is our show. I am Leonard French, your favorite copyright attorney, and this is Lawful Masses, your favorite legal news and education channel. We are a community-supported channel on YouTube and Twitch and Floatplane, and we get financial support from you, our watchers and listeners, on patreon.com/ljfrench and sponsus.com/law. Thank you very much for your monthly support in the month of April at the $50 plus level. Thank you to Wes Delj, Video Quarantined, John Steele, Gavin Barnard, Eevi, Kyle Mudrak, Spirit Bear, Michael Pearce, Jan Negrey, Daniel Perez, Aspernari, Joe Tyson, Benjamin Hitov, Stephen, Ottah, Cute Grills in Your Area, Longreach Jones, Zachary Chaney, Nicely Done Defense, Wesley Mullen from Mullen PC, Sean McNamara, Josh Baker, Ugly Grill, Gregory, Shielo T, Michael Moore, and Beastman. And thank you to the $5 plus supporters who are scrolling on the LED panel next to me here. All of the supporters are on that panel and go in the description of the videos that drop. We recognize you monthly, starting on the 2nd of the month because of the way Patreon and sponsors process on the 1st of the month. I'm Leonard French, your favorite copyright attorney. I love you all. Have a great week. I'll see you in the videos that drop. Bye.